Gas pressure?
You know what? The truth is, it depends on what kind of furnace. If it's a naturally aspirated furnace without an inducer fan motor, it could be lack of combustion air. It could be dirty burners. It could be dirty orifices. It could be that the gas valve is just opening so fast and it's not burning right. The pilot light is not in the burners right to light the pilot right, to light the burners right. And so you have a delayed ignition and you get a rollout trip. There's lots of things that can cause it. This was kind of a trick question because it depends on what kind of furnace you're working on. But also, if you're not moving enough air over that furnace, that rollout switch will start to get hot and because it's not getting pulled by enough cold air being pulled over it. And it tends to get hot on that sheet metal that's right in front of it. Always check fuel, airflow, venting, duct work, everything. Never just change out the switch and assume that's it, because something caused it to go bad. Try to find out what it was. Sometimes it's a bad switch, but sometimes it's not. And I've seen guys come back after they replaced it and said, I need another one. This one's no good either. Guess what? There's something wrong, guys. That's causing it, that's right. And there's no operation. What's the first thing you do? Nothing works. What's the first thing you do, Oscar?
Check for power.
Plug it in. He's right. Check for power. I have done service calls where all I've had to do is plug it in. And I don't know how I got unplugged, and neither did anybody else in the house. Oscar's right. Plug it in. Check for power. The fan stays running, but there's no heating. What do you think you might look for? The fan stays running, but it's not heating. There's no gas. The fan stays running. Well, on all these new furnaces, one of the things they do is they build in a little trip circuit. The fan stays running if the limit switch trips. If the limit switch trips and it's open, the fan stays running because it wants to say, hello, we got a problem. Does that make sense? Look at your limit switch. Limit circuit. Igniter will not light. Well, could be a bad igniter, could be a bad board, could also be a bad pressure switch. You got it, and there's ways that we test it. We just checked a bunch of them, right? There's all of these tests are easily done with a manometer and a multimeter. The only things you need. The motor hums, the blower motor hums, but it won't turn. What do you think the most common thing is?
Doesn't know the words?
It doesn't know the words. That's true. Bad capacitors, guys. Bad capacitors in furnaces, I see it all the time. I see it all the time. And just because the bad capacitor is bad doesn't mean the motor's bad. Burners light and then they drop out. What would you check? The first thing you check. The most common thing to check.
Flame sensor?
Flame sensor. Because the flame sensor is the safety circuit that makes the furnace go, we're good, we're good, we're good.